Hi, my name is Kyle, and I operate Boyguna Surf channel on YouTube, or I don't know, operate it, I make it. My name is Kyle, I really like watches, and so today I'm going to tell you guys how to replace the battery on the minimal model. Again, it's a Nixon watch, and it's called the Time Teller P. It's a classic. Here's a bit of a close-up on it. So you guys have probably seen these floating around. Oops. And this particular watch was given to me in Easter by my wife, and that was back in 2009. So the little battery in here, which is this particular one is a Sony SR626SW, and it lasted for about 3.5 years now, because this is July. So about 3.5 years the battery lasts for. Usually when you bring a watch into a watchsmith, I don't know, you bring a watch into somebody to have it repaired, especially for something small, even like a battery, they could charge you 10, I mean, who knows what these guys are doing, maybe even 20 bucks. So what you can do, you can go online, find this SR626SW battery. It costs about $2.50 usually for these things. I got it on Amazon. If you live in California, have that thing shipped to your house, no shipping, no tax, $2.50, you know. So anyway, I've got a lot of these watches, I really like them. This particular one, this blue color, it's got a pink second mark and pink ticks. It's really a cool watch. Got the most compliments on this of any timepiece that I have, which includes a Rolex and a Chrono Swiss. So yeah, that says something, I guess. These watches are only 60 bucks, you know, pretty good deal. You might pay a little bit more some places, but yeah, roughly about $60. Got a white one and a matte black one. This pink one right here is my wife's, pretty cool. So you can get this thing in a million different colors, and now they have them in all different materials. You got canvas straps, you have metal straps, rubber straps like these ones, which actually it's not rubber, it's polycarbonate, but yeah, good little watch. So yeah, $60 watch can go you a long time, especially if you take care of it. And there's really not much to do on these though. They're easy to clean, scrub them all off, and works pretty good. So as soon as this guy stopped working, I was pretty bummed out. I actually didn't use it I haven't worn this watch in a long time. So I pick it up and I'm like, get that thing going. So went on Amazon, bought one of these little batteries, got this grody envelope right here to show you. No paperwork inside, tiny little battery. So you get this guy, pop it out, and you get down to business. So what I'm going to do here, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, so I'll describe what I'm looking at to help you. I've got my camera set up on a tripod, so I can't do any close-ups. Alright, so let's get started here. Tools, you really just need like a small screwdriver. You can get away with a flathead. This is a 260, basically 2.5 by 50. It's Weehaw, I don't know who makes this thing. But it's nice to have a little independent swiveling cap on the back of it. It just helps you make some fine circles with it. So cool little deal. Once you get in there, once you get inside of the watch, you're going to have to pop the battery out, and usually these screwdrivers, the flat head is just a little bit too wide to get down in there, so you want something with a sharp tip. That's a sharp knife right there, so you can use that to pop it out, or maybe you could use a nail or a needle, or you just want to be careful. So I also have just a little flashlight, so a little LED light. Just to make sure you see what you're doing. I probably won't need this because it's not too dark in here, but you guys working out of your caves or whatever, it's good to know. So, all right, let's get started here. So again, this is the Nixon, and it is the Time Teller P, and it comes from the minimal class. It's a really cool watch. Again, I reiterate that. But so open it up. 4 screws, pretty simple. They are Phillips head looking screws, but I don't have a small Phillips head screwdriver, so I just use my flat guy. And you just go ahead and just position it right down on in there. And pop them out. Again, this is where the back swivel cap comes in handy. You rest that in the back of your, just right there behind your finger, and then you can just pop them right out. So there's one. And you want to be careful when you do this, because when you're unscrewing these, what happens is if you really dig that screwdriver down in there, you're going to kind of eat up a little bit of the polycarbonate back face right there. It's they're nice watches, but there's really not much to it in that material when faced with something sharpened metal, it's not going to hold up too well. So just be careful, especially if you know, I mean, not a lot of people are seeing the back of your watch, but you are, and you know, you want to take pride in your stuff. So let's just get finished up here. One more to go. So as you can see, this is pretty quick. And some clown is going to charge you 20 bucks to do this, and then he's going to say, oh, it's the materials, it's the labor. Dude, you can do this in a couple of minutes. Labor. Okay, so back face comes off. You'll see a little bit of goo on the back. That was just initially put on there, you know, when you got the watch. So back face comes off first, then there's a little metal plate. You can just knock it out just like that. Again, that matches up with your back face. Remember, when you put this back on, make sure the gooey side matches up with the gooey side on the plastic. Okay, so just get that. What you want to do once you take these parts off to keep everything, keep track of it, keep your screws together, keep your back face, back plate together. The other thing I want to let you know is when you take it off, you'll see a little black O-ring that goes around the outside of this watch. This watch isn't necessarily intended to be submersed, but for some reason, if you do, that O-ring is what keeps the seal, keeps that water from getting into your getting into the mechanics of the watch. So don't lose that ring. Don't accidentally cut it with the screwdriver. A lot of, you know, these things they're small, but they make a big difference. So watch out for that O-ring. Don't let it out of there. Just keep it hanging in there. Okay. So got the watch open. What you're going to see is and I don't know if you guys can see this here, but the battery right there, the battery is covered a little bit by two little arms. Okay, you just want to be really careful. Don't bend those arms. You got to get under it a little bit, but if you bend one, you might be out of luck. So take your sharp edge, take your little pointed object, okay, and go in at it from probably the most open side. See, popped it out just like that. So you pop it out. Make sure you put your deceased battery somewhere else so you don't get them mixed up. Okay, and then just open up your little package there, and I'm going to cut my finger, and voila, there's your little battery there. And then all you do, just take that tiny little battery, slide it underneath those two arms, and what you want to make sure is there's an inscription on the top of the battery. It basically says, you know, Sony SR626SW, made in Japan, and it's got a little plus symbol. Where the inscription is going to face up. That's going to be looking at you when you put it in there. So the bottom, the minus side, is going to go right on top of a little gold raised spring. Okay, set it right on top of that spring, and then just feed it right on down into there. And it looks like that looks pretty good. I'm going to flip it over. I just want to check it out here, and I'm watching my second hand, and it is not moving for some reason. I'm a little concerned here, so I'm just going to make sure that everything is tightened down. And it looks like it is, so we should be okay. We'll put the back on and see. So, got my O-ring right here. It had fallen out when I tilted it upright. There it is. Make sure that goes right back into the little recessed circle that goes around the outside of the watch that's right there for you. Okay? Take your back face. Go ahead and put it back down on there. Once it's in place, put your screws on in. And the screws are all the same size, you know, the bottoms or the tops, doesn't really matter, just put them all in there. And screw it all down in there nice and tight. Don't over tighten them. You don't want to wear out the top in case you got to get back in here at some point. But yeah, I mean, these watches can really last you a long time if you take care of them. What I'm concerned about is I didn't see the second hand ticking a minute ago, so I'm worried that I'm going to flip this thing over. It's not going to be ticking, and this whole video is going to be a waste, but I guess we'll see. Screws in. I got just these two. One more to go. Funny thing about this is, like, somebody would tell you, oh, the labor. You know, this takes a... You know, I'm sitting here talking to you guys, you know, if I was really going for time, I could probably get this thing done in about 1 minute. So. Alright, last screw is in. Let's take a look. We'll see how we're doing. And it is about 425 and 425. And that second hand is ticking. I'm pretty excited. I wasn't sure if that was going to work. For some reason the battery wasn't fitting exactly down into the slot, but I think that's because the case back wasn't pushing on it. So now that it is up and running, second hand is ticking for the first time in a long time, which I'm excited about. and looks like project was successful. So hopefully this video was good for you guys. Again, you know, it was born out somewhat out of a tragedy. You know, when my watch wasn't working and I wanted to replace the battery, do it on my own, and I couldn't find a video. There's nothing on the internet. You know, there's lots of watch replacement videos online, but I couldn't find the one for that watch, and I just didn't want to mess it up. Shows how much shows how attached I am to these little babies. So anyway, I hope that video was helpful to you guys. You know, I have a couple other Nixons and a few other watches and everything. So you know, if anybody has any questions, wants to know about any other of the watches, or you know, I don't know that much, so I might not be the right guy to ask. But you know, it's fun. It's fun. So hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for visiting my channel. Feel free to subscribe to it. Although I don't post a lot of videos. So I'm probably selling against myself here, but I don't know, if you see something you like, let me know, or something you want to see. I've got GoPro cameras and some other stuff, so every once in a while you'll see some surfing videos or whatever on there. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking a look at the video, you know, and a good day to you.